Welcome to our lovely future humans, and welcome to late IHP Show with your 5D mystic to chit chat some more about our 5D and beyond ascension solar eclipse energies. So we are getting to work through a lovely theme, and it's been a while already that we've been talking about it, that physical mastery of the restorative embodiment, having no expectations. That's with regard to the emotionally immature, insecure individuals. So for us, this lovely card, Resh, is added to our lovely journey and the real self. When the real self is in town, it's basically called a healthy self-worth human being who can self-regulate. And so by owning the sense of self, you differentiate and you're recalibrating with your nervous system thanks to being self-aware, accountable, and the regulation is with the body connected. Okay, so why do we have no expectations when it comes to those who are not emotionally, mentally, or physically mastering themselves? Because they're not actually discerning, nor are they equanimous, and nor are they loving. So they're not emotionally, mentally, physically mature yet to really tell us what they think like an intellectually and emotionally intelligent person. They can tell us based on their likes and dislikes, based on their dogma, based on their group, based on all of that, which is what fuels them, which is why it's unimpressive. It's also why they don't know what Jesus meant with forgive. Forgive means you process the charge. Healthy sadness, healthy fear, and healthy anger, healthy surprise, healthy happiness, healthy disgust. Emotionally connected bodies know how these feel, because it's like with the panic attacks. I got to become familiar with their panic attacks. You will get the window of tolerance, expanded window welcome, freeze of all ages comes up, and as one piece unravels, so does the rest. And so, by the way, our body organically on its own is healing to bring us to our homeostasis. So as long as you're doing spiritual and personal growth, that's why science and spirituality, the perfect blend of that which is all of the based mind practices that we talk about here. So what came up was that if you didn't tune into our other episode, when you know your worth and you feel healthy fear and emotions, you feel sad for insecure people because you know they're missing out on life, and you know that they are also missing out on the opportunity to grow flow and love on ascension days, to respect our ancestors and actually use them as a stepping stone and not as like a trap where they're like, oh, they only have to be these books or those books, or it's only, and then some just use fancy words and they're like completely just regurgitation of it. So you can tell because they don't remember that there's actually people who got tortured and that they knew the modalities of punishment. Today we still have people who get physically hurt and their children, okay? So we still have trauma being passed down. And when people are idiots, they think playing Russian roulette and being a moron is cool. I'm gonna have to let that one go at some point. But yeah, they're not a good father, nor are a lot of other good fathers or mothers, but I'm not a parent, and I'm happy I'm not near any of these individuals. But the key to unlocking your full potential and your soul's journey is that which involves science-based practices of the inner growth mindset. That's where I come in. Well, you can do it without me, but you use your prefrontal. That's the part of your brain that continues to learn things, and you've mastered all of the other stuff. So you don't need a therapist. You are whole and you own the sense of self, and then you know how to stand down with equanimity when you meet the 0-8-year-olds. Because they won't bring to you their A game. They will bring to you promises that will not be kept. They will bring to you fake selves. They will bring to you teenagerish attitude. It's not really impressive. It's also disappointing. No, not really. You get used to people who don't know how to. I break promises. Sometimes I'll say, hey, Mom, I'm coming out in 2 minutes. Then I come out in a half an hour. So I'm just saying, like, the part about how you grow up is that you can know we all make mistakes, okay? But the heart's wisdom brings forth the authentic self. So it's only when you are a conscious, subconscious, aligned person that you're going to be fulfilled, happy, loving, and then you're going to know how to actually walk a walk and talk a talk. So I gave you a little bit of the gist of that, which was from today. You can tune into the extended episode, and we're going to focus on the theme, so physical mastery, the real self, and then you're also learning how to let go of expectations. So the restored embodiment is where you're headed in the first place, and those who needed a little extra help, I get by with a little help from my friends. So we get to one, bring forth that real forgiveness, which is not I forgave, it's we all make mistakes, so we love by I just called to say I love you. We love because that's what, you don't take it back just because people have maladaptive patterns of behavior. You're always able to give healthy self-worth conversations if you are a person who knows how to be your real self and forgive. I didn't want to lose my paper here. Okay, so when you meet emotionally immature people, they don't know how to do it. And they, in fact, are very much, again, about what they like and don't like, the same way I was when I was a kid, a teenager. I'm not that kid anymore because I'm a grown-up. And you better bet that when I see a grown-up not knowing how to be flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, and stable, I think, wow, well, Dr. Daniel Siegel did talk to me and inform me about what it means to have to differentiate more, because I asked him about it. So every moment of your life, whatever you do or don't do, your karma is dissolving. This is Sadhguru that I'm quoting. You can deeply be involved with everything but not be identified with it anymore. And he doesn't realize he's talking about restorative, embodied, self-aware, accountable, regulating people that are like a Dr. Daniel Siegel and probably Terry Real and a lot more of emotionally mature men and women. So they're all somatic empaths like I am. And so even sciences picks up on this sphere of consciousness. It's not just the mystics. In fact, scientists explain what we get to pick up. And the ones who have a problem with it, it's not a competition. That's not a problem that science explains what we experience. Also, again, remember, you don't prove that you've lived your past lives. You don't prove your oversoul. You don't prove any of that, which is our lovely galactic beings. I mean, when we will meet real aliens, or I don't know, we'll probably use a different name because I'm not sure if they will want us to call them aliens. But my point is, real talk, we're grounded in reality. And so I know all about galactic beings, my future self, Jesus, Buddha. I have them all here right now. I told them I'll channel, I'll share your messages. I ain't moving aside. I like living. I like my soul. I like being here. And also I have a body that, you know, is completely in ventral vagal state. So I've been ascending for a while now. The Sadhguru quote, to continue with it. Once that awareness is there, once you are desireless in that sense, there is no karmic bondage for the person. So when you're doing karma and dharma, it's because one, karma is used many different ways, but we have 4 types of yoga. Karma is the body, and it's when you're doing actions. But you can have positive and negative karma, so you just do the regular karma, which is dharma. Stay in your prefrontal, so you process the healthy, sad, fear, okay? And this, we're all imperfect and flawed. We all get irritated in our little buttholes. So the beginner's mind is actually quite fun, but it can have spikety spikes. But look, with that lovely universal, our throat chakra has advanced, you're at peace with thinking and feeling, because, you know, there's always enough. You know your worth, and that means you smell to some people, but you're okay with that because your past doesn't live through you. You learn from it. So you are independent. And that's why you already know that you're free to be you're free to be whatever you want, but like a grown-up, not like a kid. So enough, that's not a grown-up. That's not a securely attached polyamory person. That's why we have a bad rap. I mean, they call us whores, masochists. Some people think they can just fuck us because we're polyamorous. Like, no, look, some of us are grade A and some are actually asexual. Others just think you can't love more than one. Yeah, tell me about it. But I do. I love more than one person. And then it's not about love, because this is where we're building bonds. Love is a very specific frequency that is always on when your ventral vagal state is on, and when you're building loving relationships, because friendship is not a commodity. I don't use you, a relationship. I choose to hang out with you, even if you're annoying. I'm annoying too, okay? So a heart that lives in recognizing itself in one another. Karma is about shifting responsibility from heaven to yourself. This is how you become the very maker of your own destiny. Sadhguru again. And I could keep quoting him. Was there anything important from these? Yes. There are 2 kinds of people: those who make things happen and those who enjoy it when it happens well and complain when it doesn't. And as Ruth Lanus points out, no trauma therapy is complete without really addressing brain, body, mind, and really connecting all 3. And Aristotle, a friend you love is considered your second self. And as Sadhguru points out, what is in the past cannot be fixed. What is in the present now can only be, and what is in the future next can be created. what is in the now can only be experienced, excuse me. So when you're using your prefrontal, you will know that the words of wisdom diffuse conflict and provide clarity. And when I hear the spiritual bypassers trying to tell us that they're still monsters, I say, there's a lovely Gargamel over here. Does that satisfy your energy of the darkness? Hello, darkness, my old friend. So this lovely symbol that came up for the real self. Let me see if I can read the passage, because I was trying to read it before, but it didn't come out. So the light shines in the darkness, yet the darkness did not overcome it. This is a passage from John in Evangelic. And when you use your human secondary consciousness as the inner master, I'm integrating the words from here, but trying to help you understand, humanly speaking, you're using your prefrontal. Light can also be seen and perceived through obstacles and difficulties. Yes, as you have healthy emotional depth, you have healthy mental activity. And it's called the Wheel of Awareness for Dr. Danny Siegel, but I just do it naturally. And so Resh, which means, or I don't know what it means, but every fear is defeated by Resh. It's the real self. And it continues saying, light and darkness are complementary and unavoidable elements for the fallen Adam to reclimb the tree and reconnect with his ontological name. So we'll continue chit-chatting a little bit about this, but the point is that when you're a mentally, emotionally, and physically mature person, truly intelligent minds are neither influenced by their memory nor diluted by imagination. Our implicit, explicit memory and biases exist with us. Because we're mystics, we know exactly what our ancestors went through and our souls, and we're not going to try and prove it to anyone. That's not the point. The oversoul actually will always allow the empowered feminine to know where she's going, which is why you don't actually think you got the short end of the stick if you're an empowered feminine. Empowered feminines are bodies that are connected. It's not being a woman or a man. It's a person who understands that I'm a human and you're human. And like Jesus said, forgive for they do not know. Believe without seeing. And I didn't need signs to know that you have a heart and that all of my brothers and sisters are an angel, because I got to stay self-led and believe in myself, and you can believe in you. So you don't have expectations on people. And the only time I ever did, it was once in my 45 years of life. And that was wrong of me, because I had no attachment trauma education at all, and that made me a better person and a better everything. And thanks to them, I also know how to leave alone emotionally immature people. We will be back with more. Have a good one.